Are we good? Am I finally... Can you see me? Am I here? This is real. This is why I could never be a Shadowrunner. Nothing I do would ever go as planned. It would all just fall straight apart right away. uh, I just want to make sure. Can you all hear me? It says that my mic is on. I don't know if the reset, if I need to redo some of the settings and stuff like that. Oh gosh, yes. Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, I would sabotage accidentally. Not even because I was distracted, just I'm bad luck. I'm anything tech wise, just send me in if you want computers gone. Like I'm the Jack Black from Be Kind Rewind. I will just end all technology accidentally. um, yeah, I might be because I'm facing away from the mic. Can you hear me a little bit better when I do this? When I face the mic that's over here? Because I tried to get it to hang like this. I had a thing that was going to do that. That did not work at all. So I have it just on a chair right here. Is that a little bit better when I face like this and go like, hello, how are you? Hopefully a little bit better. I had this whole intro thing. Thank you. Good. All right. I had this whole intro thing showing off stuff like, oh, hey, by the way, I love Shadowrun. I got this. All the other Shadowrun books are at home, unfortunately. But yeah, this is not the best edition, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 6th edition. Just so much potential. Anyways, also, this has been well loved by the dogs, unfortunately. Part of the snafu before I was able to start, basically, I come home and the dogs are just, they all look at me. Normally they're running up to the door, they're all barking and everything like that. I get home and they're all just quiet and they all just turn to me. I'm like, what's wrong? They had, first off, so this is my Shadowrun Returns bag, leather, stuff like that. They had kind of chewed on it. You can't really tell, it's on the backside, but yeah, I love the symbol there and stuff like that. Also, there were about 4 or 5 issues around the house because they had knocked over a full thing of sugar and then dug into it. I saw their paw prints everywhere. And yeah, like it was just so awful. Their water bowl was completely dry, even though I had filled it up before we left. And I refilled it twice because of how, because the issues they had. They were very dehydrated from the sugar, I guess. So, yeah, it was fun. I was about to say, am I going to have to cancel the stream again? And then, for those of you who are coming in a little bit late, my router went out, right before I was about to transfer over to this screen and everything like that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I fixed the router, and then I'm about to hit live again on the computer. Blue screen of death. And those of you who were going to be here last week, yeah, I was going to start this last Tuesday, but then one of our dogs got hurt, and we had to go to an emergency vet, and we were there for 6 hours to get our dog seen. 6 hours. It was a very long time. I hope we can run the game. I hope I can make it go, because I am worried that the game will just go, no, let's just nuke. Let's just nuke the computer. Let's delete everything. Icing on the cake. Hey, oh, no, I'm late. I'm about a week and a half late. To be honest. Also, I have my phone not on silent. Poor streamer etiquette, but my aunt and uncle are driving in from Albuquerque, and I just need to get word whenever they're close by and stuff like that. So I think they're coming after the stream should be done, but just in case, I'm leaving my notifications on just so I can hear them. Anyways, okay. Also, I have to have the door open because I'm the only one here, and if the dogs have further issues, I'm gonna have to handle it, unfortunately. So it's been fantastic. Anyways, so Shadowrun Hong Kong is the third. I hope the game volume works. I want to make sure I don't have it echoing through the mic and stuff like that because I'm doing it on my property laptop instead of another one. And very funny to see, like, the camera is balanced on a chair on top of boxes. Like, this setup is it's good for me. I would not say it's professional level quality. I would never go that far, but it is fine for me. So anyways, Shadowrun Hong Kong. It is part 3 of a trilogy, essentially, of Shadowrun games by Harebrained Schemes. There were 2 other ones. Well, 3 or 4 other ones. One was on the Genesis, which I'm very jaded, but I'm still in love with the Genesis version the most, like, by far. And then the SNES one, which the first of the Harebrained Schemes ones used the main character from the SNES one in their game as a major NPC. And then there was one, a first-person shooter that EA did, kind of along the lines of like, hey, let's take this property, like they did with Syndicate, which is not a Syndicate. Ugh, I had such high hopes. Okay. Thank you, Geekette. I will do that after stream because I'm about to start the game. Thank you for very much. Got camera bounced on a tackle box and a cardboard box. Yeah, love it. So anyways, I had a tangent going. Yeah, the first-person shooter Shadowrun, worst of the bunch. There's another one called Shadowrun Boston Chronicles. I haven't played that. That's the only one I never played. The other ones I went through and beat. This one, I probably put the most hours into Shadowrun Hong Kong, though. And as far as the PC versions, that's definitely my favorite. As far as, like, the mechanics and everything goes. Story-wise, Shadowrun Dragonfall, which is part 2, is my favorite. Shadowrun Returns is a good intro. It's a good starting point, but honestly, there's only the barest mention of any of the different games with any other game. So you can start anywhere and it's fine. And this is coming from me, who has a OCD habit of needing to do things from start to finish. Like, I don't want to start Doctor Who until it's done, and I'm going to go back to the very, very first episodes from way back when, and I'll watch them all at that point, because I don't want to start right now. And I don't consider the first season with Eccleston, I think it was Eccleston, to be, like, a starting point for me. That's not a starting point. That's still halfway through, or not halfway, but you know what I mean. Anyways, game, Shadowrun Hong Kong. It plays a little bit like XCOM in that there is a cover mechanic that is almost mandatory to do unless you're kind of suicidal. So let's see if this will capture like it did last time when I was setting everything up in the beginning. And hopefully the volume should also be playing. Okay, gonna turn that down just a little bit. Okay, can you hear the game? I do very much like the music. Okay, it does look like it's captured on the screen, so you should be able to see the game, see my cursor, and everything like that. Okay, good. Also, makeshift. I'm using the Shadowrun as a mouse pad. You know, it's fine. Okay, and turning it down for myself. And alright, so we're going to start a new game. Yes, Geekit, I did. I did get your message. I just, I had started this and started running everything. I'll work on those, on the list of things I need to do after the stream. And after I do a full sweep and clean of the house, because yeah, the dogs went crazy. So anyways, there's a new thing that I have actually not played, is the Shadows of Hong Kong bonus, which takes place after the base game. So I've never done that. So I am going to go all the way through, first Shadowrun Hong Kong, and then we'll take our character into bonus. So yeah, let's launch this campaign. I'll actually start this on, so there is a normal, easy, hard. I think I'll go ahead and do hard because actually in Dragonfall you can go up to very hard, which got annoying about halfway through. I'm going to start on hard on this one because I did mess around with it before I was about to stream last week, and it seemed fine on hard. So a good balance of tactical decisions and not frustrating. So, all right. Oh, I was about to say, I thought there was the intro, but I think it starts with our character creation. So, I know this is what I want to do, is be a big old troll. Not in real life. I don't like trolling in real life, but just, I played all the Shadowruns multiple times, but I was never a troll. So, I definitely want to do that. And I'm debating between being a physical adept or a mage. Just, something that you don't wholly expect, I guess. So here are the different classes, though. And honestly, you can mix and match them. You're not wholly locked into being, like, if I wanted to be a street samurai, which is basically a fighter, I could still do magic. I wouldn't be nearly as good as if I started off with magic and focused on it, but you could be a street samurai with magic. Totally not recommended, but you could. So street samurais are kind of the fighters of the group. They do a lot of cybernetics, get like claws or wired reflexes, or like they make their chest into armor, essentially. But yeah, they're definitely heavy into the cybernetic fashion of it. Mages are, oh, hey, we look a little bit different. Hey, got a little cloak there. Hello. That little half cloak. Yeah, I could go custom. Yeah, I know. I do want to just do a little thing. I'll go over the archetypes and then go over my thoughts for why I want to be what I want to be. So mages, they do a lot of spells. Boom, blammy, heal, whatever. Deckers, oh, I like that. The shades. Getting ready to data jack. But yeah, you basically have the cyber deck. You use that to hack into different computers. You do your matrix runs, things like that. Shamans, I don't care for. I just do not like shamans. They a lot of people's favorite class is shaman because you get these totems that give you upgrades if you follow the path of your totem, like rat or cat or bat. I mean, I don't know. There's a ton of them. I haven't really looked into them, though. Riggers are essentially the drone controllers. Like, they're the ones who are the drivers, the getaway drivers, because they basically link themselves with the car. Like, it like I would say baby for Baby Driver. Oh man, he'd be a total rigger, totally. And then physical adepts are like ninjas, like basically, or not even necessarily ninjas, monks. They use their ki to enhance their abilities, but you can use weapons as well. It's just they're a little bit better if they use their fists, so to speak. So, be a decker. Sorry about the shamans. Dwarf rigger. So, again, I haven't done a troll, though. I definitely want to be a troll. And the reason why I don't want to be a decker is you do get NPCs. And you do have like a kind of a street samurai guy. You have a decker. You have a shaman. And you have a rigger. Actually, I think you have a street samurai and a physical adept. The only one you really don't have is a mage, which is why I was thinking mage. But I don't know about spell casting because I just kind of, if I'm a troll, I want to run up. I mean, I don't know. If it's solo, it's definitely troll adept. No, I'm not gonna go solo. I definitely want Isabel because she's one of my favorite characters in it. I'll probably take Duncan as well, just because he's my bro. And then the other one I don't know, because yeah, we have our Ricker, we have the vampire samurai, and who's the other one? Oh yeah, the shaman. That's who I keep forgetting. Okay. So you know what though? Let's go none. Let's go none. And we'll just work it out as we go. So I don't want auto, I want to be able to customize all this, but let's choose a face. Let's choose a face that a mother and her brother would love. Some of them are quite similar. As you know, it's just different little like tattoo things or whatever. Ooh. I kind of like that. I also really like that and that one. Kind of liking that one. Okay, let's see. You know what? There we go. That's me. So we're a little bit reddish. So, or brownish. Let's see. You know what? Let's just go dark. I like that. I like the dark stuff. So we have our hairstyle. I mean, technically we're bald in this, but I definitely like that kind of the high ponytail sort of thing, samurai-ish. And then we got our emo. I can't. I mean, my hair is a little loose, but it's like yeah, the Russian rigger. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I like that. Oh, it reminds me of a little bit Klingon-y. Reverse kind of mohawky with a little bit of emo-ness. Oh yeah, there we go. And I love the pink highlight right there. That is amazing. Okay, alright. I think honestly, I think that, or what was the other one I was kind of liking? Or that one. You know what? Let's go with the high band there. Yeah. The Biber Swoop. It still exists in 2060 something, I think. Alright, and then let's make our hair red. Because of the red bands. So kind of, at least a little bit. I don't like any of the beards, though. Like, just, I can go through them, but I just don't like any of them. Yeah, no beard. We can do the horns a little bit differently. Yeah, I don't remember a mage NPC in this one. I think, can we get no. I'm just trying to get it to where it does kind of match. There we go. I mean, it's a little bit different. You know what? Let's go a little bit crazier. I want to do the, yeah. Let's do that. Let's get all that there. Okay. All right. So we got our karma. So reverse mohawk, okay, flock of seagulls. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Okay. So we have 6 different characteristics. We have body, which affects your hit points. Very important to have at least 6, in my opinion, for any class that you do. Quickness affects your chance to hit in ranged combat. I'm not going to do anything in that. I'm just going to leave quickness as is at 1. So we are definitely not the fastest tool in the shed. Strength. If we're going to be fighting, we're using our fisticuffs. Definitely doing strength. Intelligence. The max we can go is 6, which is a little bit sad. No thank you. No thank you to this person. I'll probably do some sort of getting rid of that person anyways. And yeah, that's also what you use to like go decking. Since I'm a troll, I could never get to Fairlight Excaliburs, which are the best decks in this game. So yeah, can't do that. Willpower affects your spell casting, and if I wanted to do any of the martial artistry, any of those. Yeah, I'll goober bots. Charisma, so it mainly controls the shaman nonsense, which, like I said, not a huge fan, but I'm going to actually go into it because specifically in Shadowrun, the video games, they give you etiquettes, which whenever you are talking with certain people, if you have a certain type of etiquette, you get a little bit, you have different dialogue options, essentially, and you might be able to stay out of fights, which, in this game, fighting isn't what gives you experience. It's the questing and the completion of the job. So, the more fights you can get out of, and meaning the fewer resources you need to spend for those fights, the better. So, I'm actually going to be an academics troll. They'll never see it coming. But yeah, so corporate is like, business types, the salarymen and all that. Security are their guards. Gangs are like the gangbangers and all that stuff. Socialites are the fancy-dancy folks. Shadowrunners are us. And then academics are the bookie types. So yeah, we'll never see it coming. And actually, I am going to be a little bit silly. Let's go all the way into charisma. And body to start with. It might be silly. Yes. Well, okay, maybe not to start with, but I'll at least put 4 points into it. And let's say socialite. They'll never see an academic socialite troll coming a mile away. So, I'm sorry, Shaman. We're going to have to fight. You're going to have to meet me at Common Space when we open. We're going to fight about shamans. And then I do like to put just 2 points in intelligence to get a little bit into biotech, which now enemy HP is visible, and I give people a bonus if I use the medkit on them. So, okay. I mean, I might die in the game, but in real life, but the power of my anti-shamanism will see me through. And then, yeah, like I said, I want to get at least 6 in there. So now there's cyberware affinities, which if I wanted to install this, I would definitely want to add some to here because it gives me the ability to equip additional cyberware and also gives you essence. In this game, you can only equip so much cyberware before essentially your humanity would be erased. And in Shadowrun terms, you can never go below 0.1 essence, I think. Oh, you meant in the game. Yeah. Probably will die. Shaman with a punt totem. I will need to install mods at some point. So, yeah, that will be something I can help with. Yeah, someone has to be the face of the party. And did you see the face of the troll? I mean, that's a face to... Mom would go, love you. Have a good day at work. Don't kill everybody. Bye-bye. Have fun storming the castle. So we got our defense and charisma up. I'll definitely get it up to 6 by the end of the game, just to add another etiquette. Not for these conjuring nonsenses. But anyways, I'll probably... So willpower, it's a chance to hit, but it also gives you resistances. So even if you're not going to spellcasting, it's still good to get a little bit, just so you're not wiped out whenever. So I'll add 3. So, an intelligence by itself, it's used for decking, rigging, and mainly computer stuff. So since I'm not going to do any of the drone or anything like that, it's time to chat mods. Oh, okay. Oh, so you get a sort. Okay. I will get... I know 3 people I want to do that for, but I will do that after the stream. Unless you can give me a quick rundown of how to do that. Yeah. Thank you. I am a silly goose, I know. So, again, we are not going to be the quickest troll. We'll go ahead and put 1 into dodge, just because it's 1 point. So yeah, we're going to put the rest of our points into strength. And throwing weapons are like shurikens, throwing blades, grenades, stuff like that. But honestly, we're going to be doing close combat. That's our main claim to fame. So yeah, so we have what we're rocking is a body of 6, so that will be 60 hit points. We have a very, very little bit of dodge. We're probably going to be hit quite a bit, but 60 hit points in the beginning of the game is quite a lot compared to everyone else that we have. Yes, yes, definitely to the do list, Geekette. Strength is going to be the damage value for our hits, as well as how far a grenade can be thrown. Close combat is more for the accuracy. So we're not be terribly accurate, but okay. Yeah, grenades are helpful. Do you want to actually see a glass cannon troll, or do you think it, or do you want to see a little bit beefier? I just get excitable as to my options. Whatever, Jane. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and drop it, because 60 is... we should be fine. I'll go ahead and put it into here. And, Mage Troll, I mean... I do have a couple of points. I could do... Okay, you know what? We're gonna do a little bit of silliness. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and be a fighter mage troll. In Shadowrun, it's not advisable to multi-class, essentially. Like, everyone does their thing. You have a fighter, you have the face, you have the stealth specialist, whatever. Like, you're the A-team, which is great because everyone's really, really good at what they do. But if one of those guys goes down, then you basically lost whatever their abilities are. But that's just the nature of Shadowrun. You have a job, you have your people that you take that are each good at their thing, and you see what happens. So we're doing basically the worst choices of anything we can do. And in this case, I think I am going to pump my body up to 5 because I am a little nervous at this point. I've never done anything like this in any of the games, so it's a first for me too. All right, so we have our body set up, quickness, don't care about, our strength set up, our intelligence is going to be, that's just where it's going to be the rest of the game, but we'll probably be upping our willpower and spell casting to get more spell book stuff, and then since I'm doing that, I might not increase charisma passes. We'll see how many points we get, but academics and socializing and being a socialite, that's, that's fine. Like I said, they'll never see it coming. So, after we're done with this, we confirm. We have 2 points left, but they'll carry over. So it's not like they're lost. So we will go ahead and go into the story. Oh wait, we have a name. So I do know this is the name, our street name. What's our first name, chat? Poppers. You get 211 karma points. You can't I'm not going to calculate. I'm not that kind of player. I don't go like, okay, I didn't need to do this at this point, this and this. I just roll with whatever it is. Not the book, not the book. Thank you. Thank you, Bosco. Okay, you can go. Thank you, Bosco. Oh my gosh, please just don't mess with the book. Okay, you know what? That is perfect. Pod Wick. No, go back to lay down. So, one of the dogs that we have is actually named Pod Wick. So, that's going to be fun. It's all together. I think it's based on a Game of Thrones character. Jenna named him. So, yeah. All right. Pod Wick. I go by Slayne. Because Slayne's my name, and Slayne's the game. I don't know if I'm going to actually do voices. I was practicing voices last week. It just really hurt my throat, though, because I did customer service on the phones for 15, 16 years or more, and talking for like 10, 12 hours almost every day. It's, yeah, I just can't do voices very well, so I might do voices whenever my character talks, but I'm just going to do normal for everyone else, so sorry. And story.
Hi. It's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story, that if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you. I was wrong. I'm on my way to Hong Kong now, to finish something I should have faced a long time ago. And I need you with me. I know we're not blood, and we didn't leave things in a good place. only real family I have. Please, if our past means anything to you, meet me in Hong Kong right away. I'll explain more when you get here. I'm begging you. I'm almost out of time.
You may be out of time already. So that was Raymond, by the way. Now, this bit, does it not remind you the intro song of Max Payne 2? With the cello, or, the string part at least? That is the most haunting melody, in my opinion. The Max Payne 2 intro. And, Poets of the Fall, Last Goodbye. I think it's Last Goodbye. Anyways, I'll read this part. Raymond Black. The old man gave you a home once. Took you and Duncan off the gang-ridden streets of the Barrens. And those are Seattle's, slums, basically. Sheltered, educated, slapped sense into you both until you almost resemble productive members of society. And then you took off. Left it all behind. Landed behind bars for a time. Tried to start a new life after that. It's been 8 years since you've heard Raymond's voice. It's been, until out of the blue, you got this cryptic message, a plea for help. Meet me in Hong Kong, right away. And wired to your account enough Nguyen to pay for the flight and then some. The descent is rough. A squall comes out of nowhere, sending a solid sheet of rain punching into the suborbital transport. With a ragged shudder, the plane finally skids to a halt at the edge of the Czech Lake tarmac. An hour and interminable number of emotionless security checkpoints later, you hail a water taxi to Victoria Harbor. Hong Kong looms ahead, pulsing with energy. By the way, there is a part that I had studied last week. I was so prepared to do this last week, and now I've forgotten everything I wanted to do. But anyways, you step from churning of the water taxi to the ponderous rocking of the docks, your stomach lurching at the transition. As soon as you're clear, the captain nods once and steers the craft back into the harbor. The man never said a word, just handed you a worn brown duffel bag when you stepped on board filled with gear, some stiff new body armor, and a note, better safe than sorry. D. Vampire Hunter D? No, it's not. Above, smog-thick clouds hang low in the sky, reflecting the lights of the city in a nauseating swirl. The wind changes direction more than once, creating a heady stew of aromas. Diesel, sea salt, street food, and filth. It's all you can do to keep your in-flight meal where it belongs, in the belly. Two figures stand waiting in the dim light of the pier. The first is an orc, lean, with in-your-face muscles and a jaw made to break fists, except mine. My fist was made to break jaws. The second is an elf, one hand resting casually against her hip. Raymond Black is nowhere to be seen. Well, don't you look like shit? Duncan Wu, the closest thing you have to a brother. You haven't seen the man in 8 years. Still, as charming as ever. That's why I have the 4 charisma, buddy. He grins. Green's not really your color, Pod. Doesn't go with that nice new armor I got you. As you open your mouth to respond, something shifts alarmingly in your stomach, a liquid, bubbling sensation. Now, if we did not have at least a body of 3, we couldn't choose this option. We'd have to choose one of these and basically puke our guts out, but we're tough. We tough it out. Don't know what you're talking about. Must be the harbor lights messing with you. Must be. Guess you still got some of your old fortitude, at least. Considering how much ethanol we used to put down, I'd be surprised if you can handle a little chop. Anyway, we gotta find Raymond. Where's the old man? Never showed up. He's still got that same baritone rasp. Well, I'm sorry I can't do the rasp, but had it since he was 12. We were developed early. We're no nonsense. We're no nonsense. We're straight to the point.
No sense standing around then. Where's the meeting place?
Not far, just on the other side of the pier here. The woman behind it, standing beside him, breaks in. We should get going, Duncan. Head back to the meeting point in case your dad shows up. Copy that, Sarge. They're wearing Lone Star body armor. Looks like Duncan Wu's gone private police.
You his partner?
Unfortunately, yes, although partner's not the right word for it, exactly. I like superior officer better. I let him carry my coffee for me, write my parking tickets, that kind of thing. The woman taps her chest with an armored finger. Carter! I figured I could use some backup. Didn't know what Ray'd gotten himself into, and I wasn't sure you were gonna show up. It's a tossed-off remark, but there's an undercurrent of resentment in it.
Well, surprise. Here I am.
Yeah, well, I wasn't so sure, you know? Hey, look, I'm glad you're here, Pod. Seriously, but I'm gonna need some time to get used to having you around again. Been a while since I heard from you, you know what I mean? Memories of sleepless nights and lockup flash by, wondering if you ever see Duncan or Raymond again. Wondering if you even wanted to. And then stepping out into the daylight, suddenly free, the fallout of some obscure corporate restructuring. A few $100 million worth of apology from your former jailers, and the decision to start a new life, to leave the past behind. All of it. Until now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, okay?
Wu stares at you, his goggles reflecting the harbor lights. Yeah. Okay. No one likes the Trog. Oh, they're gonna like me. I have 4 charisma. Come on. I'm basically the most charismatic troll in the world. He scans the waterfront, frowning. Let's just find Raymond. He was supposed to meet us in the plaza on the other side of this pier. The sooner we find him, the sooner you all can have a big, happy family reunion over dinner. And the sooner I can find a place to get a drink around here. Damn right. Ahead of you, Hong Kong rises serpent-like from the sea. Government and megacorp coiled together, writhing in their basket of institutionalized corruption. No one can tell where the snake's body ends and its tail begins. That's what Raymond used to say. Duncan turns and starts down the pier. Carter follows. And by leads, meaning they're going to follow me. So I like to zoom out a bit. So it's point and click kind of adventure. I can hold down the Alt button to see any interactables nearby. So let's go ahead and check that out. Fresh construction is expanding the harbor out into the water. Corporate interests can afford to create new streets. And there's a little bit of fog of war, but it clears up. So we gotta go this way. And this is kind of story points. You can kind of see where the story points are based on the golden arrows and stuff. Blocked gate. The guard shack at the end of the pier is dark and empty. Duncan gives the gate a push, but it doesn't budge. Huh, well, that was open earlier. Duncan frowns. Looks pretty solid.
Maybe if you bang your head against it hard enough, it'll open.
Maybe. He squints into the guard shack. Strange that no one's here, though, isn't it? Carter shrugs. Who knows? It's Kong Kong. Not exactly sure how things work around here. Come on, rookie. We can cut through the construction site. I hate it when you call me that. Alright, here we go back the other way. And got our little hand symbol right there. The gate is locked, but the nearby control panel appears accessible. Carter pulls it open with a metallic screech that pierces your skull, sending a new wave of pain down your churning stomach. She examines the control panel for a moment, then throws Wu a backward glance. Looks like there's another way off the docks on the other side of this gate. I think I can bypass the lock. I will stand aside and let her work. Carter fiddles with some wires and the door lock hisses open. Got it. Let's go. Alright. And here we go out into here. Movement! Shouting in Cantonese. More Cantonese, too quick to catch. The group on the dock was fishing a package out of a speedboat when you surprised them. Now the package is at the bottom of the bay, and the speedboat is disappearing into the distance. They close on you, red-faced and yelling. The light of the harbor glints off their weapons as they approach. The leader shouts something in Cantonese, but it's too fast to make out. You're rusty. It's been years since Raymond's house and the language lesson that wouldn't end. The old man never spoke anything but his native language at home. Wu speaks with authority. His Cantonese is as solid as ever, and he never let it drop. I actually had practiced this line, and I was going to say it in Cantonese, but yeah, again, I was so prepared last week. Anyways, you guys doing some late night fishing? Smuggler smiles. Oh yeah, we're fishing for assholes. Wu points at their weapons. You're going to need some better bait. All you're going to catch with that is trouble. Whisper to Duncan. Seriously, did they teach you that in Rent-A-Cop school? He turns to you with a smile starting on his face. Then he thinks better of it. Turns back to the smugglers. Wu flashes a badge. Lone Star. But the gun's down. Smuggler squints at Wu's badge and smiles at his friends. Never seen a badge like that before. Either it's fake or you're some kind of security guard. He grasps his rifle. Either way, this ends the same. I think he's done talking. Alright, turn-based combat, let's go. So, because I did put some points into combat, I start with a machete, and I also have a magic bolt. So depending on where I want to go, so we start with 2 actions. You can kind of see that there's a little shield that shows how much cover you get. There's full, half, and empty, and I think it represents like 10, 25%, 50% like reduction to be hit and damage. Because if you're behind enough cover, you get less damage. So we'll go ahead and be a little bit cautious. We'll go ahead and hide behind this. And then we'll go ahead and do a power bolt. And then we got our little percentages here. We are definitely not good at magic. We can also cast Mana Bolt, which can pierce up to 2 armor. And that gives us a little bit better percentages. So let's go ahead and hit... Oh, sorry. So you can see the different types of cover. Medium cover, in the open. And if you're in the open, you have a higher chance of being crit and taking more damage. So these guys are in cover, so they might take less, even though I can hit that guy for 50%. I'll see if I can do more damage on him. Yeah, it's okay. It's a start. So now Duncan. Duncan is going to be one of our main NPCs that we have going with us. And he specializes in gunning attacks. He also can do a chokehold. Basically, if he's adjacent to someone, he has a chance to basically go take him out of the fight, which is very handy. But we're not close enough to do that to any of these guys yet. So there's burst fire, which does take two action points, but we can aim and have a lot better chance of hitting someone. And let's go ahead and take down this guy, or at least try. All right, and then we got another mage here, Carter. So we'll go ahead and put her behind that cover right there. She is a much better mage than us. She has a power bolt of 2, which does 10 damage, and she has all sorts of spells to increase someone's aim. That mana ball is kind of like fireball. It does a ranged explosion. Strip armor means that those little dots above someone there, that's armor, and that reduces damage that they take. So that could take that off. And then we can heal, and then we can give someone 2 armor. So we'll go ahead and just do a power bolt for now. And we'll just keep on tagging the same guy. Alright. And that's it. Now it's their turn. Let's see what they can do. So because I'm behind cover, it did less damage to me. Yeah. So that's why you always generally want to be under cover if possible. Oh no. Well, so you can kind of see that this, when you do melee attacks, you can also cause action point damage. And if you do enough action point damage, you can stun someone so they don't get a turn next turn, essentially. And you can also change the order in which people act. Like, I don't always have to go first, then Duck, and then Carter. I can switch it around. So the first thing I want to do is heal the wounds. And there's a difference between magical healing and medkit healing. Medkit healing always does a flat healing bonus. Magical healing, it only heals. You might see the tail of a cat. You might even see the face of a cat. She's on the chair and everything, so yay. But magical healing heals the most recent damage. So if I got like 20 points of damage, and then someone hits me for like 3 points of damage, the magical spell will only... Yep, there's definitely a cat there. Definitely a cat. Come on, kitty. Yeah. Cats and doggos are definitely welcome, except when they try to fight, which they might in a minute. But yeah, so if I took 20 damage and then 3 damage later, the magical healing would only do 3 healing. But that's when a medkit is more useful because it does flat healing no matter how much damage you've taken. So anyways, always want to do magical healing if possible. You don't have spell points or anything in this, or drain, like in the Shadowrun games. You have cooldowns. So you can cast spells as much as you want, but you have to wait for the next cooldown to do it again. So there's no stuns or anything like that are typical in the actual base game of Shadowrun. So after that, we'll go ahead and actually help Duncan get some better aim. And then Duncan is gonna... Actually... This guy's almost dead, so let's see if we can get lucky. Okay, not lucky. That's fine. You also saw that the shotgun kind of hit both me and the gunman that was next to me. Shotguns do have areas of effects, so yeah, that's not been great. Maybe the charismatic troll mage isn't the best way to go, but anyways. So yeah, so we did our damage, and yeah, so he should be stunned now. Alright, so we're gonna have... Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a mess, unfortunately. So we got him down. Okay, well, nothing there. That's still on cooldown, unfortunately, so I'll have to wait on that. But we're going to try to do some fireballing, and the number above the percentage is how many targets you're going to hit. So, and it tells you if there's any cover that might mess with the shot. So we'll go ahead and do this 58% right there. Sweet. And also when you're stunned, you don't get the advantages of cover, so... Oh no. So we'll wait to resurrect me in a minute, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and try to pop this guy. Oh. That cover is really helping him out, but we'll go ahead and see if we can finish him off there. And then we're going to do another... Oh. Excuse me. We'll give him a little bit more aim there. Excuse me. So yeah, because they're coming from the side, that didn't block as much. So we'll go ahead and try to take out this guy. He's down, so I would be wounded for 22, but I can just do that and heal all that up. Yeah, Dwarf Mage, far more effective. Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, this is why you don't want to kind of go half, whatever. You want to try to definitely specialize if possible. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to get me back up. And then let's hope we can take out this mage. Oh, whoops. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Do you think those guys are triad? Also, you have unlimited ammo, so you don't have to go back for ammo or anything like that. Well, let's go ahead and actually, before we proceed, let's go to the inventory screen and, yeah, oh, Duncan, buddy, you wanna maybe heal me a little bit? Thank you. Thank you, bro. Alright, so we can pick this up. Toko. Adds +1 to body, strength, and willpower. Every time the user is attacked, the strength increases. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, I have not. I've never done a build like this, so I'm definitely interested to see how it goes. All right, another gate panel. This one's been vandalized and busted up good. A real nightmare of a repair job. Wu stares at the fence, considering. Loops and whirls of razor wire glitter in this lamplight. Looks edged with monofilament. Corporations here don't screw around. Guess we better find another way through. Duncan nods his agreement. Think you can get the gate open, Carter? She winks at him. What do you think? Shadowballs the job. It'll take me a few minutes, though. Browning, she leans in to get a closer look at the mangled fuse box. A few seconds later, she starts pulling wires and yanking fuses, a look of intense concentration on her face.
She's competent.
In Cantonese, Pod. He sounds like Raymond when he does that.
What's with the lecture, Wu?
His face is impassive. I could tell you couldn't follow everything those smugglers were shouting. You're rusty and that's dangerous. Only Cantonese from now on. Just like when we lived at Raymond's house. Those endless drills are about to pay off.
The pen of my aunt is sitting on the end table, satisfied.
He shakes his head, continues in Cantonese. You gonna be a dick about this, Pod? We're in Hong Kong. Only Cantonese from now on. Just like when we... Oh. Okay, fine. He just says the same thing.
Just like at Raymond's.
He nods once satisfied, then turned his back and scans the horizon. At least you can still handle yourself in a fight. I don't know. Were we witnessing the same fight there, Duncan? I'm not going to say anything to that. Are you being sarcastic about that? Wu says nothing back. He stands with his back to you, thumbs hooked into his belt.
Aren't you wondering what I've been up to for the last 8 years?
Still giving you his back. Nope. Silence between you gets louder, heavier. Then it's broken by a sudden wailing screech. Wu's hand goes to his holster. The screech is replaced by the sound of grinding wheels. Glancing back over to the console, you see Carter grinning back at you. Got it! The light from the nearby vendor stall stabs into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting, as rough voices drift on the wind. Where's everyone else? Where's the damn shipment? Haven't seen him yet. We just got here. Voice becomes irritated. Longway's probably waiting for us so we can haul it out of the boat for him. That lazy bastard. Let's just hang out here. Let him find us. Carter keeps her voice low. Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler Central. These gangsters don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. Might be better to take them out now while we've got the element of surprise on our side. For once... Oh, yeah, you can ambush enemies if you want to. For once, though, the rookie has a better idea than the Sarge. Well, maybe not for once, but anyways. We move that, and guess what? We get experience for doing it the non-violent way. So, not everything needs to be solved with violence. Okay, yeah, there's something else over here. Sorry, I just need to, again, check and see... Okay, sorry. One quick second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so they just got into town. So yay. Anyways, violence is a solution, just not always the best solution. True. Okay, granted. Anyways, so we got that, and let's go ahead and pop up here where we see another golden symbol. And we see a husky troll. Crossing a street, you make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped, mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? Husky troll. The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. Nope. Guess not. Must have dropped mine in a dumpster. Along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arm forward, fists blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. All right, everyone, just be cool. Violence isn't the best solution. You're doing it wrong. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Yeah. Put your hands in your pockets.
Listen, guys, my stomach's doing somersaults. How about we all put our guns away before someone gets hurt?
Thick troll snorts a laugh. That guy looks like he could use an enema. Something we can do for you, officer? Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man. Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? Troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too. Keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. Troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Duncan's an orc. Yeah. So we have Duncan the orc, me, the troll, this the troll. So this is Duncan right there. And that's Husky Troll. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour.
Think everyone can put their guns down?
His voice is steady, but it's clear he's coiled. I don't think so. Not till I get some answers. Like? He mutters through gritted teeth. Like why a group of heavily armed assholes are meeting a little old man in a construction site at midnight. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. Just like me. We do odd jobs. For money. Wu speaks softly, but you know that means he's reaching the end of his rope. He cracks his neck. Pop, pop. What kind of jobs? She gets a wry look in her eye. Her answer is flippant. Odd jobs. This and that.
So, you were his tour guides, right?
The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you all on an excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hires you? He takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberdeck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them quietly, inscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face. His jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. Cue credits. Troll nods. Mm-hmm. Wu's shoulders creep up. His chance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. Try to work. The dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. So, yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. Troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. Looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong bead of sweat, and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. Group of assholes. I think he's talking about the other group. This one right here. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning, his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. She's right. Let's focus on Raymond. You can tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. She waves a hand at the three of you. You two! Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Some, right? I've heard of it. Girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a shithole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now, why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot, too. Just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. Walled City's the last place I want to go. The old man rolled up a truckload of Nuyen and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Interesting story. Seems like a good time to ramp down the threat of violence, don't you think? Troll fashioned you a smile that's all tusk and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team and slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down. Nothing ever goes as planned. Ever. Ever. So, we are actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a quick thing. I think I'm actually going to pump up quickness. I can't do dodge. Yeah. Who was surprised? Not me. Yeah, so I think I'm going to pump up quickness and dodge up to level 2 each. And just... It would be nice to not get hit every single time in this fight. So basically we gotta get behind cover. We don't know where the snipers came from, so let's just do this for now. The sound of high caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar! Come on, big man! Talk to me! Good shot! No. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. A voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu, Pod Wick, come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds to comply. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it! I'm law enforcement, Lone Star! Lone Star! Not from Spaceballs, though. He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. Dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, jarring her in an explosion of plaster.
We need a way out of here, now.
Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares to the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. 4 stories specifically, yeah. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone, come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cops, Gobbet. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we gotta get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Alright, so we're needing to go all the way over here. We still don't know where the snipers are coming from, but as long as we stay in cover, it's fine. So we'll do that, and we're going to be making our way up slowly but surely. Yeah, didn't think I was going to hit. And we're going to just sprint to this cover because it is full cover, so it'll give us a lot of protection. Even though it used up all of our moves. So we got haste, and we'll go ahead and use it on ourselves, meaning Gobbet, and we'll still remain behind cover here. And there is a little thing that you might have seen as Gobbet, this little skull thing over here. I'll show you what that does on her next turn. And unfortunately, that's too far away for her to get to right now, but we'll go ahead and move next to our bro Slayne there. Wow, that's up close and personal. Wow, that's also super unkind. So, we're a little hurt. So, whoops. Yeah, I have to click them manually because technically they're not on our team yet. So we'll go ahead and heal us. Being greedy about it. We'll hit that. And I think I can summon that as well. Alright, so that's an extra NPC. Yeah, I did want to play on hard. Yeah, that is true. So we'll have our little spirit friend go behind the cover here and say hello to this grenadier. Hello, how are you? Oh, actually, we'll have him heal Shy Horse wounds too. And then... actually, let's see if we can hit him. There we go, armor broken. Great. So, since he's in close range to us... Yep, that's the kind of troll mage I am. Crit damage, and he's done. Alright. Let's go ahead and actually also see if we can hit this guy. Nope, no luck. Alright. So, Duncan, what can you do for me? And he's behind cover, so that didn't really work. And we'll go ahead and actually, before their turn, we're gonna get Izzy to deactivate the drones. Because further down the street, you might not have been able to see, there were these drones over here that would be attacking us as well. I cast Fist! That is true. Let's go ahead and see if we can go a pop right there. And another one bites the dust. So then we'll go ahead and hit the cover. Oh, I think, yeah, she's in the cover that we would have hopped in. So, yeah, we'll just move a little bit further that way. Even though there's a guy behind us coming up. Alright, we're going to move up as far as we can. And as long as there's any shielding, that's fine. We won't get hit by those snipers. Like, if I just stood out in the middle here, we get sniped. And just insta-dead, pretty much. If I'm remembering right. So, yeah, let's do some tactical advancements. Behind the trash can is better than nothing. Alright, and then let's go ahead and go up here and go squirt. And go squirt. Alright, and then let's get you right there. So they got a spirit of their own. Alright, well that's not fun. And I guess our spirit actually went away. So we'll go ahead and give, I think, Duncan a boost to accuracy. And I think we'll give Iz a boost to accuracy as well. Alright, and so let's get... unfortunately, we're going to need to have her move here. And, alright, let's try to pop the Conjurer off. Alright, and actually, 2 hits are better than 1. Let's see how we do. Nope. Alright, let's see if... Can we do it? Can we take him out? Oh god. Of course not. Because we're not that kind of mage. Oh, he actually died. Oh, he died from bleeding. That's what happened. Okay. So... we'll go ahead and since we took out the Conjurer, the spirit that was there went away. So, that could have been pretty bad news otherwise. So, yeah, let's see how we do. Miss. Hey, we got a crit. We either miss it or we crit it. And another one bites the dust. Slow tactical advancements. And we're pretty close to the... And the blocked is... so has acid damage currently. And her armor is blocking the acid damage, essentially. So... Alright, we're almost there. We just need to kind of stay, again, behind cover. And hope... Yeah. They're catching up. They're basically an endless stream of guys will be spawning back there. Alright, so let's get Iz out first. And then we're all going to just try to hop behind the cop car for the most protection. Yeah, we'll do that. And actually, I want to make sure that he gets out because the other ones, they can dodge. I cannot dodge very well. Yeah, and they can't really hit us very well. Well, the rifle can. The shotgun is a little bit too far away. Alright, Duncan is vamooshed. And then Gobbet, almost there. So just basically hunker down behind the phone booth, and then next turn we'll be out. Alrighty. Whew. That could have been worse. Focus fire is very important. They're as strong as you are until you take them down. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Just need to reply back to them. I apologize. Okay. I apologize about that. Just, yeah, I see them maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and this was the day they were coming into town. So, anyways, family. So, the rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age, no more than 20, 21 tops.
We gotta keep moving, get more distance from the cops.
Gobbet looks the way you came. I think we've shaken them.
Yeah, we're clear.
Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off him in waves. This is bullshit! I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops! He pokes a thumb in his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I'm a cop! We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there, damn it. She was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm going to get some of my own people down here. Then we're going to find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little Urk shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend.
Best of luck. That's it.
Her brow furrows. That's right. What did you expect? We formed some sort of posse like in your old cowboy vids? Ride out to find the killers and see justice done? We got you to safety, and now we are done with this shit. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg and raises it and starts tapping buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops confused and taps again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on this pod. You and me both.
I figured as much. You heard them on the loudspeaker. They knew our names.
Wu glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell! His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly. In pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel. She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down the PDA at Wu's feet. Dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again and again and again and again until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, points at the pile of scraps she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. Smash it yourself.
We bury our own.
You crush the PDA to shards under your foot while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbet, sighs, and reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we could do after your help back there.
Thanks. Now what?
Now we get out of the sewer and head our separate ways, right, Isabel isn't listening. She's staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go. Right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us, too. Her screen displays the local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of the terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Pod Wick, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They're well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The collar drains out of Gobbet's face. Oh, shit. Kowloon officials report that the Sarah Cell, known as the White Star, maintains ties to the state of Henan, and it's purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. Excuse me. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She's surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to I'm kidding. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it's clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We have already issued an all-points bulletin along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists. I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt their top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you just see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in that HKPF /code at the bottom of your screen. If you are an authorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before, his voice is eerily calm. But now we are well and truly fucked.
We'll deal with it, Duncan. We always do.
Wu's mouth tightens. Not this time, Pod. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. Doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with that whatever city-state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remain of Wu's PDA with her booted toe. And the 2 of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet wide-eyes the exit, tight as a spring. You can hear Shallow panting as she leans towards one, then the other. We gotta go deep. Hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out. Find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We gotta get them off the grid, too. Way off. Much surprise, such drama. Seems like he ain't Lone Star anymore. Nope, he's group starred. The dwarf looks up at Duncan, her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star, you got a security license, right? Means you got a sin, too. Wu's brow froze. Of course I have a sin. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. So that's social identification number. Basically, if you're on the grid, if you work for anything, that's just how they give you anything, like pay you or track you down, whatever. She runs her hands along her separate leg, thinking, that means you can both be traced. Both of you. Whoops, sorry. You get spotted by a drone or security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred stick or passport, and HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works, runner. Ah, dang it. I didn't take Shadowrunner etiquette. Oh well.
Leave her alone, Duncan. We're all in this together.
Gobbet pulls at her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz were listed as your accomplices. and we can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us one way or another. DNA samples, things we told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. The little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her making a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned. Delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Beyond the fact that it's insane. Will that even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension sweeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide and seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try to hide with the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent?
Let's just get on with it. What do we have to do?
Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn us in and hide us from the cops. Kindly Chang.
Let me guess. This Kindly Chang is some sort of underworld hardass.
Like a walnut. She's known as a straw sandal, kind of a middle manager for Yellow Lotus Syndicate. They're triad. Kindly Chang controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting.
Sounds like my kind of scum.
Shane's in Sirius's death. This is no joke. Kindly Chang controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources, she's smart, and she is not to be underestimated. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Chang is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job.
Nightjar's job? You mean you work with her?
What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the corpse. Kindly Chang is our fixer. Gabi tries to make her voice light, confident. Just stay on our good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all hell down upon us. Alright, and here we go. I don't think there's anything in the sewer. No, okay. It's like a rite of passage getting your sin burned. Oh yeah. Alright, let's go. You scramble up a ladder through an accessway where the sewer system spits you out into the Hong Kong mass transit railway system. The meter! Crossing the rails, you climb up onto the platform and into the station. Above you is Hoi, where the rat shaman and the little Decker plan to plead your case to Kindly Chang, the one woman they know who can get you underground and off the grid fast. But there'll be a price. Chang is a triad boss whose favors tend to come with strings attached. Sounds of a waterfront at night leak down from the stairway to the surface. Peering up the steps, you catch a glimpse of the night sky, overcast and low. Because we're sinless. Or about to be. The sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical accessways that eventually leak... Sorry, 1 second. Alright, sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical accessways that eventually link to a system of railway tunnels. Gabbett leads you through 5 or 6 magnetically sealed doors and across several sets of electrified tracks until she's indicated you've reached your destination. She holds up her hand, indicating the surrounding platform. This is the MTR station for Hoi. Once you go up those stairs, you'll be in... our neighborhood. Kindly Chang runs her operation out of a mahjong parlor there called the Swift Winds. Wu rips off his goggles. There's an APB out on us. How do you expect us to get to the Swift Winds place without taking a bullet? Hoi is well known as a protected area. Kindly Chang sees to that. It's a shadow community. Smugglers, hijackers, black marketeers, you get the idea. Constant would give the place a wide berth. Isabel gives a shallow nod. Her gaze remains planted on the floor. Boop. Police cameras don't last long here. Between the smog and the cloud cover, you shouldn't have to worry about drone surveillance either. The HKPF won't find you. Not if you follow our lead. Gabbett winds her stance, puts her hands on her hips. Now here's how this is going to work. You can't get an audience with Cheng until we secure you an invitation, so me and Iz are go ahead and pay our respects. Then we request that she see you. Politely.
An invitation? How do we get that?
The rat shaman smirks. We'll kiss her ass until it shines. As well sighs. That's about the size of it. Gaba holds her up her hand. One more thing. Kylie Cheng is a dangerous woman. She may seem friendly, but don't let your guard drop. And whatever you do, do not disrespect her.
Got it.
She drops her hand, nods to the three of you. That's it. We'll go ahead and smooth the way. Just give us a few minutes head start, and don't talk to anyone. Let's see. Who's gonna get everyone killed here? Yep, pretty much. I mean, whoops, spoilers. Hey, what's up, guys?
If this place is protected, why shouldn't we talk to anybody?
I said the place was protected, not you're protected. She says as she rolls her eyes and lets out a little grunt. Isabel fills with her deck. No one knows you're here. No one knows you here. And outsiders aren't welcome in Hoy. Got it. Eyes moves up and down. Plus, your friend here radiates cop. Cops are even less welcome than outsiders. Then she looks your way, and you're not exactly ordinary either, are you?
I like to think I have a certain flair.
She smiles for the first time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If people see us strolling through town together with no prior explanation, we might not make it to the Parjong parlor at all.
I get it.
Her eyes narrow and she nods approvingly. That's good. You catch on real quick. We need your cerns burned as badly as you do, and we need to figure out a way out of this shit, or we're all dead. She quickly turns away. See you at the Marchand parlor. Shadowrun, his footsteps quickly fall away, and you're alone with Wu. He grunts something unintelligible and begins panther stalking back and forth again, blueprints of sewer water and muck marking his path on the subway platform behind him. Minutes pass. Wu stops his pacing and runs his hand over his face, groaning a sound of anxiety and disgust. It dissipates and he stands there silently, his hands covering his face and his shoulders shaking with emotion, then begins to laugh. It's a laugh that comes from down deep, from the place where fear and frustration and impotence swirl. But the barrier holds. Wu focuses, taking control of his breathing, and his laughter begins to slow. He becomes himself again. Oh my god, Pod. An aftershock of laughter shudders through him. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell are we doing here? How do we get into this? He drops his hands and turns to you, shaking his head in disbelief. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Do what you gotta do, but make it fast.
He glares at you. Make it fast? What? Carter is dead, Pod. They fucking ended her. He puts his hand to his forehead. I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
What are you talking about? You crawled out of worse places before you met her.
He allows his head to loll to the side, whispers, Maybe, but that was a long time ago. And I had Raymond then.
Seems like you've grown a lot since then. You still need Raymond?
That triggers him. Of course I still need Raymond, Pod. He's my father, don't you get it? Did you ever get it? Look at what he did for me. Did for us. Think of everything he taught us. You want me to forget that?
I never said you should forget about your father, Duncan.
He starts an angry retort, stops himself, mouth open. His head rolls back on his neck and he speaks to the ceiling, exasperated. Maybe I should. Maybe I should forget it all. Raymond, the house, the academy, Carter. Might as well throw them all down the memory hole. You know why? Because we're gonna burn our sins, Pod. Jesus Christ. You know what that means? The moment we do that, we are dead. To all the world, we're dead. We're wiped clean. He counts it off in his fingers. Raymond, the house we grew up in, my career, Carter, all gone. No home, no money, no identity, nothing. He waves his hand and brushes it all away. We will be nobody. I'm going to be a little bit down.
Enough with the drama, Wu. Put on your big boy pants and help me find a way out of this.
Put on your big point pants? I've been wearing big point pants for years. And who the fuck are you to tell me that after all this time? His Wu's neck cranes forward, his lower jaw thrust out ahead of him. You left me behind, Pod. You left me behind. You left me behind. Memories flash bright. Suddenly you're back 8 years ago on the street outside of Raymond's house. Just you and Wu, the middle of the night. It ain't looking good with your sins. Yeah, I know. Young Duncan. You can't just leave like this, Pod. What am I going to say to Raymond? You know how he is.
Yeah, I know how he is. Inflexible.
Exactly. We're breaking one of his rules just being outside the house after curfew. What's so important that you have to run out now in the middle of the night without even telling Raymond why? He's distraught. You can see it on his face, hear it in his voice. He used to be lost without you. You know what? Hey, chat, which one do you want me to go? Kind of determines our backstory here. Yeah, the time behind bars was easy on me, obviously. Just say 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. We got some 2. Two and 4. 4. Didn't read. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know what? Let's go with 4 then. Alrighty.
I've got a friend in a bind, Duncan. That's all I can say about it. I have to go help.
His eyes widen. I thought I knew all your friends. I don't like this spot. It sounds like the kind of shit we said we'd leave behind. Look, whatever's going on, I can tell you one thing. Raymond will not approve.
I know. Why do you think I'm sneaking out? Be back before the weekend.
You remember the look on Duncan's face as you walked away. The events that followed were a blur, one that you don't care to remember. 3 days later, you're behind bars in a private corporate prison. No interrogation, no charges, no appeal. Years later, some corporation bought some other corporation, and the new board of directors pushed through some sort of reform agenda, and the higher-ups gave an order. And then you were out with a few $100 million to your name, and one scary as hell non-disclosure agreement ensuring your silence. Not that it mattered to you anymore. You're starting fresh, determined. Till Raymond tracked you down, left you that voicemail, brought you to Hong Kong, and back together with Duncan Wu. You realize that Wu's been staring at you. Now let's hear it. Where the hell have you been all this time? Why didn't you contact me? At least to tell me you were alive.
It's not my fault, all right. I was in a cell, Wu. The deep, dark kind.
No shit. He scoots at you, full lie detector mode. Oh, fuck. I had no idea. A range of emotions play across his face. He stares at the ground for some time before finally looking back up at you with a heavy sigh. Wow, I really don't know how to process that one right now. I don't know. We're still alive tomorrow, and we can talk more. This shit is too much. We're marooned on this island, hunted by the cops. My partner is dead. Raymond is missing, and we're about to get our go see a crime lord about erasing our goddamn identities. As a bonus, our only allies are a pair of tiny criminals who would kill us if they could do so without having to deal with this. Rubs his head viciously. Listen, Pod, back in the barns, whenever I was out of control, you just handled the situation. Remember? With Carter gone, I'm just a raw nerve. Afraid I'm going to slip back and people are going to start getting hurt again.
I got the lead, Duncan, just like I used to.
He stares at you hard, like he's trying to see something inside your head. Then he checks his weapon, cocks and locks. Back to business. Good. Let's go meet that triad woman and get our damn sins burned. I want to rip off the bandage as fast as I can. Alright, well, first, we got more karma. And, yeah, the dodging didn't really help. So we're going to go ahead and... let's see. We'll do that. That's about as much as we'll go, I think. Let's see. We can't do much of that. So we do, if we do want to have some ranged ability, we can do that. I think I want to get combat up to at least 5, though, before I do, well, yeah, it's probably better to have a little bit of range potential, and then if they get up close, do that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pump that up. So there we go. Okay, alright. So we got that done. And let's head to... wait, anything here? Nope, just that. Okay, just making sure. So we can go talk around with people. Hoya makes the boat city lashed onto the Kai-Tak riverfront like a parasite. Behind you, a massive snarl of dark, derelict high-rises dominates the horizon, the walled city. Cheer 100. I think... so I haven't gotten that set up yet. I need to. There's a bunch of stuff I need to kind of try to get set up, because actually I did get, I think it's Twitch affiliate. Thank you. So I need to get that set up. I'll probably be doing that a little bit sometime, because yeah, with on my uncle in town tomorrow, I don't know how much we'll be doing together, so, well, take care. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock doing the next part of this, so, and I'll get this up on YouTube probably, hopefully by tonight or tomorrow, depending on how long it takes to download everything, so, bye. So, we're going down, we're just going to follow the golden arrow. We can talk to all these people, but basically, Gobbet and Isabel are right. No one knows us. They'll say, we don't recognize you. We're not going to talk to you. Get out of here. So, yeah. Mahjong Parlor. The Swift Wind's Mahjong Parlor. Filled with the stink of cigarette smoke, the incessant click-clack of mahjong tiles, and the grim faces of hardened gamblers. Alright. Let's go to the golden thing. Come in. We have a lot to talk about. You can feel every eye in the room as you cross the mahjong parlor to the middle-aged woman sitting patiently at its end. The click-clack of ivory-colored tiles stops. Hands stray beneath tables, into jagged pockets, behind backs. The woman has the face of a prison guard and the demeanor of an inmate. Her salt and pepper hair is pulled into an iron-hard bun, and beneath it, 2 shiny black eyes offer nothing. Buttons sewn onto a doll. A nearly empty bottle of something foul rests on her mahjong table, nestled between a pair of dirty shot glasses. Tiny puddles of brown linger at their bottoms. Gobbet and Isabel stand on the other side of the table, heads lowered, shoulders slumped, hands clasped. They risk a frightened glance at you as you approach. Kenley Strung's voice is nasal and rusty mean. My little pair of fuck-ups here told me all about what happened on the docks. She dips the pinky into a shot glass, brings it to her mouth, removes it with a sharp... How 2 of my best runners had their heads put out. How you need protection, and how you need to get your identities wiped before you get your heads put out too. Potentially leading the heat to my front door, placing me and everyone in my employ in danger. She fingers the rim of her glass. So wise, so very, very wise. The young shaman's eyes never leave the floor. We're sorry, Auntie. We thought... Her black eyes flash. You mustn't speak until you're spoken to, Gobbet, dear. The smile turns mean. And since you are one short hair away from being dumped in the river, chained to Isabel's corpse, I suggest you let your new friends here do the talking for a while. Good thing I got charisma! Does that make sense to you, dear? Her trickle voice is back. Sweet, nasal, and grinding. Dark circles ring Gobbet's armpits. Yes, Auntie. Ching inclines her head gently. Very good. You learn so quickly. We also learn so quickly. We remain silent until we are asked to be spoken. She pours another drink. Her cheeks are rosy, already flushed. Now, my darlings, I understand from little rat shit here that you came from Seattle to meet with my client, Mr. Black. Wu's jaw tightens at the word client. But before you could find him, the HKPF started spattering gray matter everywhere, and everything went to shit. And now you need your sins burned so you can disappear before you end up too. Is that right?
Can you help us?
We'll see, my dear. Why don't we start with you telling me who you are?
Call me Slayne.
Oh, you've already chosen a street name. How prescient of you. Ching looks at you approvingly. Slayne. That's a good name. Has real character. She flutters her eyelashes at you. Now what's your real name? I mean, you do want me to erase your identities, don't you, dear? I'll need to know who you are first.
Pod. I do what needs doing.
She rests her chin on her hand. I know the type. And how did you become someone who does what needs doing, Pod? You know what? I'm gonna go with the last one. Because I am customized. So,
let's just say I'm self-taught and leave it at that.
Wu's lets out a grunt. Better leave it at that. Kindly Ching whips her head towards Wu, a nasty retort already on her lips. But then she stops, sticks out her lower lip as she sizes him up. She turns to her lieutenant standing behind her, nodding her approval. Yeah, feels like lying ain't a good idea. Looks like the gun show is in town. What's your name, gun show? Wu's focus remains straight ahead. Duncan Wu. I'm a cop. Lone Star. I hear there were some fresh corpses found in the docks tonight. Smugglers, I believe. Didn't sound like the Hong Kong police when I heard about it. You're doing, Duncan Wu? Wu's eyes remain fixed on a spot behind her. He smolders. I identified myself as Lone Star, but they wouldn't stand down. They had weapons. It was self-defense. She puckers her lips at him. Her voice sings on. I don't care, sweetie. They weren't my people. But now I know you're a life-taker, Mr. Gunshow. You and your friend here. She begins arranging mahjong tiles on the table in front of her. But now I'm curious. Why were you meeting Raymond Black on docks tonight? I still want to say stroll, but yeah, I guess honesty with someone like this is best.
Raymond Black is our foster father.
That makes her pause. Ching lifts her bottle, swill, and eyes the label, connecting the dots in her own head. Interesting. A look of disgust passes over her face. Sorry, kids, but he was looking like shit when I saw him. Eyes half opened, dark circles around him, dragging his feet, the whole bit. Your foster daddy was in a bad place.
Sounds like he wasn't sleeping.
Could be. From what he said, it sounded like he was having nightmares. He'd stop in the middle of a sentence and mutter something to himself. One time it was about the walls breathing or something, and another time it was about teeth, thousands of teeth. I remember him drifting off near the end of our meeting. It looked like he was off somewhere else in his head. He said I left prosperity in there. The night terror put his hand on Mr. Black's shoulder, asked him why he wanted to go into the walled city so badly. That seemed to bring him back. When your old man opened his eyes, they were full of tears. They muttered something else I couldn't make out. She pours herself another shot, tosses it back, and rubs her belly. Your daddy got really irritating after a while.
How could you leave prosperity? Do you think prosperity could be a person?
I have no fucking clue. She grabs a long, slim cigar from a pack on the mahjong table, lights it. Alright, let's get to it. She exhales smoke and points 2 fingers at you and Wu. You two need your sins burned and need them burned fast. Hong Kong dragons are bad news. When they roll in force. Armed personal carriers, heavy armor, heavy weapons, sorcerers, the whole thing. And they aren't coming to arrest you. She folds her arms across her chest. A thin scar bobs in her mouth as she speaks. The good news is I can help you. With a wave of my hand, I can have your sins disappear. Your sin numbers, not your literal sins. I'm no priest. Anyways, but you need to understand, my darlings, is that what you're asking for is not a simple request. Burning a sin isn't just deleting a number. It's wiping all reference to that number from all the world's largest databases. It's masking your mugshot in their facial recognition database so that the first camera you walk past doesn't bring them down on you like a ton of bricks. It's covering our fucking tracks so that the act of burning our sin doesn't lead them right to us. It requires contacts in numerous corporations and the UCIS government. Smoke rolls out of the Triad boss's nose. It requires someone like me. Therefore, I need to make a choice. She takes another drag on her cigar and gently places her palm flat on the table. Do I kill you and dispose of your bodies before the cops come looking for you? Or do I help you burn your sins? Well, like I said, you never see an academic troll coming. Excuse me. From what I've read about the triads, actually, your first priority should be your reputation. 2 of your people were just killed. It's a loss of face. Jing rests her head in her hand again and smiles at you coldly. So clever. So clever. Her chin stays in her hand, but her eyes look past you, surveying the yellow lotus soldiers in the room. Yes, I have been placed in a delicate situation, haven't I? Regardless, that's the situation whether you're alive or you're sucking dirt. She stares at you for a long moment, chin still on her hand, thinking. Taps her ash on the floor without taking her eyes off of you. A lower reluctant growl rumbles somewhere deep in her throat. You're clever and I like that. I'll put your sins to the torch. However, I'll need to call in several valuable favors within my network to do it. And those favors do not come cheap. You will owe me. Can't say I'm surprised. She pokes a finger in your direction. Of course not. You seem to have an understanding of how the world works. The give and take that is the part of every fruitful relationship. I want you to deliver a message for me to a business associate in the walled city. The Yellow Lotus has a strong presence in Side Pod. Isabel can tell you all about it, can't you, dear? Isabel grew up in the walled city. Isabel's eyes remain lowered. They collect taxes for the corporations, extort protection money from the shopkeepers, run drugs, guns, people. They hurt people. We do those things, yes, but to be fair, we also operate the walled city's black market. You might not be alive today if it weren't for the lifeline that we provide. Isabel clamps up tight. Jane picks up a mahjong tile and turns it with her fingers. There is a red pole, a sort of enforcer, yes, on the inside. His name is Strangler Bao. Bao is a strong man, a good soldier, but he has forgotten his place. I need you to remind him. How are we supposed to do that? She tosses you a memory stick. This is a message for Bao. You will deliver it to him in my name, and then return to me. Remember that Bao's men are my men. By right, they should all be serving me. I prefer it if you did this quietly and without killing them. I have no use for dead soldiers. She turns to Gobet and Isabel. One of you will go with these 2 Westerners to the walled city. Help them locate Bao and show them the ropes. The other will remain here with me. I have several menial and degrading tasks that need doing around the establishment. No matter who goes and who stays, you'll both pay for bringing an APB to my doorstep. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Now I'm going to find out who ordered the hit on Nightjar and do some dentistry on him with power tools. She closes her eyes and smiles with pleasure. That boy was my favorite. He sang to me sometimes. She opens her eyes again and sneers. That other one I don't care about. Gutshot was an asshole. She turns away and waves you off with the back of her hand. That'll be all, my darlings. Return to me when you are done. Deal. Wu turns to leave. Well, we're still alive. That's something. All right. So, we leave. Let's see. Can we spend a little bit more karma? I think we increase our close combat because in order to do willpower, we have to get that up to 4. Let's see. We could also do that. Or we could save up. I think we're going to save up for a little bit. Get a little bit of body in. Yeah. Alright. So let's see. can't see what gear he has. I do have one medic care thing. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Kitty. Yeah, I've played a few of these games. Played a few of them. Alright. So it's... I do want to continue on, but the next bit will also take probably about another hour or so to do. Oh, kitty. And I can hear the kitty and the doggo's getting a little impatient, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the game here for now. So, I am a super... Like I said, I played this game many times, many hours, and I never get tired of it. So, I didn't mean to do that, but anyways. Okay, I guess I'm here. Hello! Alright, it's this camera now. Anyways, yeah. Thank you so much for watching the first part of Shadowrun. I really am looking forward to doing the full playthrough and going to the bonus mode after this to see what's in store for that, because I have not done that one yet, so that'll be a surprise to both of us. That was the cat's tail flicking over the camera, by the way. She is super impatient and is ready for me to start loving on her a bit more. But anyways, yeah, I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. barring any other nonsense or computer issues or anything like that might come up. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the rest of this, and I really hope that you all will continue to join me. Yeah, so with that, y'all take care, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, Zels.